Exclusive insight into the world of Badger athletics. This is Wisconsin Huddle. Here's Andrew Banstra.
Welcome into the Wisconsin Huddle. I'm Andrew Banstra right here in the WISC TV studios in Madison. Thrilled to be joined by Ava Murphy from the Wisconsin women's hockey team. Ava, thank you so much for taking the time to join us this week.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And as you know, on the first line or the first segment of the show, we're just getting to know who Ava is as a person. We know her as the national champion, the incredible Wisconsin women's hockey player, but we want to get to know who she is off the ice. And that starts where you grew up in Kitchener.
Kitchener.
Okay, Kitchener, Ontario, right outside of Toronto, if I have that right. Okay,
yes.
So what is the hockey scene like in Kitchener? I would imagine buzzing.
Yes, there's a lot of arenas where I live. It's like 5 minutes, and there's about 20 where we live. So, yeah, the hockey culture down there is amazing, and they have a lot of opportunities. So I had a pretty good setup growing up, and I ended up playing my last couple seasons in Oakville, just outside of Toronto. So the competition levels were really good. So I had a great minor hockey experience.
So I looked it up in Google Maps and tried to figure out exactly how long it is. It wasn't as long as I thought, under 10 hours to Madison. Yeah. But it does beg the question, you know, I think I know the answer. It's pretty obvious, but why Wisconsin? Why was Wisconsin the right fit for you?
Yes, I remember just coming here and visiting, and as soon as I stepped foot on campus, I know it's like cliche and you hear when you get to the school, you'll know. But honestly, when I stepped foot here and I got on campus and I just saw how exciting it was and the culture and just being by the water, like so beautiful, so much to do. And then on my visit, actually, Wisconsin was playing Ohio State, and that was the first time I'd really been to a women's game at that high level, and seeing the fans lining up like 3 hours before, and the crowd was insane, and all the cheers and chants and everything, it was incredible, and I knew right away that's where I wanted to go.
And if you haven't ever been to LeBon, where the Wisconsin women's hockey team plays, it's an experience in its own right. And then getting to watch the game is even better than that. What's it like playing at LeBon?
It is unbelievable. Like I said, walking to the games 2.5 hours before, there's fans already there before we even are waiting out in the cold weather. They're so dedicated. We're so lucky to have that support. And just coming out every single game, it's always sold out, fans everywhere, and the crowd is just so exciting and very uplifting. So all the games are just so fun for all the players, and yeah, we're really lucky to have their support.
So, do I have it right that you played at LeBon in the Under-18 World Championships for Team Canada? Was that before you had committed or after? I
committed before, and then the tournament was after. So, yeah, it was really cool because it was supposed to be in Sweden, I believe, that year, and then COVID happened, so they canceled it. We thought it was done, and suddenly they released a statement, and they're like, okay, it's going to be held in Wisconsin. And I remember being like, oh my goodness, this is insane.
Right, what are the odds?
I know, it's insane. So, yeah, getting there, I mean, a lot of the fans were definitely cheering for the USA, but I still felt like a level of support, and getting to play against my future teammates was very exciting. So, yeah, that was the first time I played at LeBon, and I just remember being like, I cannot wait to get here. The fans are amazing. The atmosphere is incredible.
I also wanted to talk about what these last couple of years have been like, starting with the game to get into the Frozen Four last year, your sophomore year. You're playing Clarkson. You're in the penalty box. You come out, and you score the Badgers' first goal, and it just kind of got things going. What was that game like against Clarkson to get you guys to the Frozen Four last year?
Yeah, it was very exciting, obviously an out-of-conference game, so it was cool to get to play different teams, but I remember, yeah, it was kind of down to the last period, I want to say, or so, that we ended up getting that goal. So it was definitely a little nerve-wracking before, but I feel like so many times last year we were down or losing with a few minutes left, and we were able to come back, and I feel like we all just had a lot of trust in each other. So after we scored that goal, I know we all felt pretty confident in getting that win.
Well, if you didn't know, I don't know where you've been hiding, but Wisconsin women's hockey went undefeated last season and won their 8th national title. We'll talk about that, the Olympics, and so much more when we come back to the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back into the Wisconsin Huddle. I'm Andrew Banstra here in the WISC TV studios. Thrilled to be joined by Ava Murphy from the Wisconsin women's hockey team. And Ava, women's hockey in particular has really surged in these last couple of years, but in this last couple of weeks in particular at the Olympic level, I have to ask, it's been on my mind. You know, you played for Team Canada as a junior. You're watching your teammates play for Team USA against Canada in the Olympics. Who were you rooting for?
I've been asked this question and I'm like so scared to answer every time. It's obviously playing for Canada, living in Canada. I'm always going to support them. But at the same time, like having so many connections to the USA team now and spending every single day practicing and playing with those girls, I was definitely rooting for them as well. So it's a tough decision, but I'm happy they were able to take home the gold.
And it's really a win-win for you in that case. Ava McNaughton, Layla Edwards, Kirsten Sims, and of course Caroline Harvey were all on Team USA that are current Wisconsin Badgers, in addition to the former Badgers in Britta Curl and Hillary Knight. That's just Team USA, 11 total current and former Badgers in the Olympics. Talking about Caroline Harvey, you play defense, she plays defense. How incredible of a player is she? And if you didn't know, she won the MVP as a current collegiate athlete in that women's hockey group in the Olympics.
Yeah, she is incredible. Her work ethic is like no other. Just getting to practice with her, seeing how she can create so much on the ice is like very exciting to see, and just learning from her and getting to watch her firsthand every single day has been super special. So she's, amazing.
It felt like everybody in the world was focused on, or at least everybody in the US and Canada was focused on what was happening in Milan.
Yeah, it's incredible. I don't know what the exact number was, but it was like 7 million viewers or something tuned in to watch that game. So it just shows how much women's hockey is growing, especially with the PWHL now. That's been very exciting to see a lot of growth with that. So yeah, that was incredible.
So you've watched them, you've played with them, but I'm going to test your knowledge of them to a whole different level in this week's edition of Scroll Patrol when we come back from the Wisconsin Huddle. Back into the Wisconsin Huddle. It is time to play Scroll Patrol. So if you're watching this and you're scrolling, stop at least just for a couple of minutes, because we've got a game of Scroll Patrol to play ourselves. If you've never seen the game, I will explain it to you. I'm going to show Ava 4 different Instagram posts. The catch is she can't see the picture. She can't see who posted it. All she can see is the caption. We'll start with the very first one. The caption being, "Get on your feet, Laban, #border battle." What I would tell you is that she was in the Olympics, and I would also tell you that you assisted her on a game-winning goal in the national championship game last year.
Kirsten Sims.
Kirsten Sims. That's a pretty specific hint. Yeah. Who is she maybe as a player? She was on the show earlier this year. Okay. What's it like playing with her?
It's amazing. She's such an amazing player. Her skill is like no other. Obviously, we saw that in the penalty shot in the national championship game. She shows up in important moments. So yeah, watching her in practice and in games is incredible.
All right, this next one is kind of tricky. It's the first time I'm ever going to show, or I have showed in this game, somebody who's not your teammate, but I think the caption might give it away. Okay, so this is the post, 262,000 likes. The caption being, "New video," and I can't believe I'm reading this, "New video up on my YouTube, hotties. I miss Layla Edwards already. #Megan takes Milan."
Oh, Megan the Stallion?
That's exactly who it is. So here's the photo.
Crazy. I actually was watching that post before I came here today. I feel like I said her name wrong, but so cool, so cool.
How cool is the national exposure she's gotten over the course of this too? She's hanging out with the Kelseys. She's with Meg the Stallion. I mean, in some ways, in addition to the Olympics, she's really growing the sport as well.
Oh, for sure. She's done an amazing job with that. I'm so happy for her. I feel like every time I'm on Instagram, I'm seeing her with like a new athlete or singer or something like that. So I'm really happy for her.
As hard as those last two were, I think this one should be the easiest. The caption, "Welcome home."
I think that's mine.
It is yours, so we always sprinkle one of these in. I was maybe thinking it would be a curveball. Here is the picture, and it's you with that national title trophy. Right now, you're seeing a shot that I took of Ava holding that trophy and skating around the ice. What was that moment like for you?
It was amazing. Obviously falling short the year before by a goal and being so close, and then coming back and winning it, especially when we were down. It meant so much. We had an amazing season, an amazing team, and my parents were there in the stands, so my dad's actually just above in that photo. It was so special. Such an amazing moment, and obviously my parents have been supporting me in making this possible, so having that time to share that moment with them was incredible.
And I don't want to just graze over what I mentioned earlier, was that you had the second assist to Kirsten in that game winner in overtime. To be not just a part of it, but in it, to have changed hockey history in some ways. When you reflect on that, what does that maybe mean?
It's so cool. I feel like now looking back, I don't even remember because it was just so much excitement in the moment. But yeah, getting to be on the ice for that, getting to jump on her after she scored and having helmets and gloves flying everywhere, I think I just immediately started crying. I just was so happy, and it was such a nice moment for that team. We had a great season, and I loved all those girls, so.
We'll see if you could go 4 for 4. This was posted 3 days ago. The caption on top with a gold medal. Grateful is an understatement. So much love for these people. Maybe my hint would be, we've talked about her on the show. She may or may not have won the MVP of the Olympics.
Well, I was going to guess that because I looked at the amount of likes, and I'm like, it has to be KK.
Absolutely.
So,
when you're watching them go around with the gold medals, I can't imagine the elation maybe you had for your teammates.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's every girl's dream, is to play for their country and win an Olympic gold medal. So the fact that they already did that is unbelievable. I'm honestly just so happy for them. They work so hard, and they deserve this moment.
And honestly, right behind that in terms of dreams, I think for a lot of people, is winning a game of Scroll Patrol, which is exactly what Ava just did.
This is my Olympics.
No, I think so. She goes 4 for 4, an amazing achievement. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back into the Wisconsin Huddle, and we've talked about an incredible Olympic run that it was, but right here in Madison, the Badgers didn't change. You guys have been the #1 team in the country all the way through for Wisconsin women's hockey, and you lose 5 players to the Olympics, but the winning didn't change. You go 6-2 without those players. You secure your program's 11th WCHA title just this past Sunday.
Yes.
What was that moment like, and maybe how did this group come together?
We were all super excited. Obviously, that's a goal you want to reach every single year, and for us to do that, especially missing those girls, it was amazing for us. We were so proud of that group. But yeah, we missed a lot of people. A lot of girls had to step up into different roles, and I think we had a lot of experience from years prior and the season so far, so I feel like we handled it really well.
Was that a weird, we know they're coming back, but they're not here for now, just in terms of being in the locker room, not seeing your friends, what was that kind of like?
Yeah, it was definitely a little strange missing those girls. But yeah, I feel like we just all kind of at least knew in advance that they were going to be away for about 4 weeks. But honestly, those girls are so amazing, and just practices have been so fun, and games, we're all just supporting each other and trying to take on whatever role is asked of us, and I feel like we've done a really good job so far, so it's been a lot of fun.
Certainly a fantastic job. Did Coach Mark Johnson, did he give you and maybe some of the other upperclassmen some advice as to maybe this is how you step up in a role, or how did you and Lacey and maybe some of the other leaders in that locker room step up to maybe guide some of the younger girls that did get thrust into playing opportunities?
Yeah, I think he based it a lot off of our season so far and the experience that we've had, and he just said that we're capable of it. We just have to have that confidence in ourselves. And obviously the leaders like Lacey, we see she's been doing amazing, and she got her 100th career goal, which not a lot of players have done. So I'm very excited for her. But yeah, just confidence and knowing that we are capable of winning and doing well, and I think we showed that. So.
Yeah, Lacey Eden becomes the 4th Badger ever to score 100 goals in a career. Just absolutely amazing and so much fun to watch. We're going to talk about what the rest of this season is going to be like, because it's postseason time when we come back to the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back into the Wisconsin Huddle. We talked about maybe a strange 4-week stretch that not a lot of teams go through, but not a lot of teams have had the success that Wisconsin women's hockey has had. Of course, last year you won your 8th national title. And as we turn the page to the postseason, the conference tournament starting this weekend, having been in 2 years to 2 national title games, does that maybe give you a leg up, just kind of knowing the path, how to get there?
Yeah, that experience, knowing how to handle the pressure is something I'm grateful that I've got to experience these last 2 years, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season so far.
So you start tonight in the WCHA tournament. The Badgers, of course, we mentioned, won the WCHA regular season title for the 2nd consecutive year. You host Bemidji State, and one thing that always impresses me about this program, which the list goes on and on and on, but no matter who you're playing, you bring it. You've played Bemidji State 4 times this year, and you've defeated them by a total score of 30 goals to 4. How do you maybe make sure that you don't look past a team like Bemidji State this evening?
Yeah, I mean, every team is solid, and we just have to take it game by game. And I don't think we look past that. So just staying in the moment, staying present, doing what we have to do, keeping it simple, and I think we'll find success in that.
So when you're looking forward maybe to the Frozen Four, it's in University Park in Pennsylvania on Penn State's campus this year. You've done it twice. You've been to that stage. What are you thinking as you kind of climb up the ladder of getting back to the Frozen Four this year?
Yeah, it's so exciting. It's crazy how fast the season's gone so far. But I just think we have such an amazing group, and I'm so excited to take that next step on with them. And I think we've done very well so far. We all feel very confident, and even the freshmen have got a feel for it, and I feel like they feel ready for it as well. So we're very happy.
Having lost a national title game and won a national title game, in some ways, do you think that helps you in that, if you had won them both, you maybe would just assume that you'd won a third? Does that help you just, continue to drive you this season?
Yeah, definitely. The first year losing by a goal, that was honestly the hardest feeling because we were so close. And I remember my sophomore season, everybody had a chip on their shoulder, and we wanted nothing more but to win that next year. So yeah, knowing what it feels like to lose and how good it felt to win, it just pushes you to reach that level of success again.
So that begs the question, does this team have what it takes to go back-to-back, to win your 9th program national title and your 2nd national title this year?
Yeah, I think we definitely do. It's an amazing group of girls. Everyone is so motivated. We're all supportive of each other, and I think we've demonstrated that so far. And if we continue to play like we have, I think we'll have a pretty good chance of being successful.
Well, I think that's one of the most fun weekends in the entire calendar year. On that same weekend, you have the Frozen Four for the women and March Madness for the men. At the same time, it's these past 2 years, I was in New Hampshire for the Frozen Four. I was in the Twin Cities for the Frozen Four, and just so much buzz going around everywhere. When you think about that time of year, that weekend, just can you even wait? How excited are you for that?
I'm so excited. It's so fun. Being in Canada, I feel like basketball was never that big of a deal in my life, same with football, and then coming to the States and getting to experience it in a new light has been so cool, and I know they've done well so far, so very excited for that point in the season to come up.
Absolutely. Well, whether it's the Badgers on the basketball court or, more importantly, in this case, the Badgers on the ice, we'll be watching you the entire way, hopefully, to yet another national title. That'll do it for this week's episode of the Wisconsin Huddle. Best of luck going forward, and thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. We will see you next week on the Wisconsin Huddle.
I'm a first man.